welcome to our final presentation. We're Team Supernova. And we have Ash here, Johnny, and me, and this is Jin. For today's agenda, we're going to start with some background information of Twinkle and the design principles we came up with as a team, and the research we conducted and the result we collected. Based on the result, each designer will present their own design solutions. And lastly, we're going to talk about the next step we're going to move forward with. The project we received is Twinkle. It is a drive-through convenience store. You reserve your order on the mobile phone, and then you pick up at certain Twinkle location. We received the research conducted by UX team, including a persona of Rachel and wireframes of Twinkle. And this is Rachel. She is 31 years old and busy attorney. And she's married with Matthew, and she has a kid. She's sometimes frustrated that she has to go back to make extra trips back to the grocery store where she forgot only one single item. And it is hard to communicate with Matthew what to order and who's picking up the order. So we aim for seamless communication between the two, and also a quick shop for the groceries they need. The design principles we came up based on the client interview and the persona we received is: first, less is more; second, quick navigation; third, focus on the product; and lastly, make it stand out. We also conducted competitive analysis on current visual designs of current competitors, specifically on the use of color, if it's bold or subdued, and the interface information hierarchy, if it is clustered or clean. First, we look at some convenience store app, and also some food service app, some big companies including Target and Amazon for grocery shopping, and lastly, Redbox, which has a similar business model as Twinkle. Based on the client interview, we want our project Twinkle to be both using bold color and clean interface. Because one of the concerns that our client Antonio has is the pronunciation of Twinkle. We tested with 3 different capitalizations, and the user did 100% on the first and third one when the T is capitalized and it's all in lowercase. So we suggest our client Antonio to use the first one and the third one. And then I'm going to hand over to Johnny for the desirability testing.
All right. So after reviewing the UX team's research and interviewing our client and then doing our visual competitive analysis, we created mood boards and style tiles based off of that data, which we then tested for desirability. So our purpose in testing for desirability was to make sure that our designs matched our design principles, that we are thematically successful, and that our persona found it appealing. So to do that, we found 4 participants who were in the same demographic as our persona, 4 women aged 30 to 45 who are all suburban mothers. And we created questions that we asked them to indicate how well we reached our goals with our mood boards and style tiles. We then synthesized that data, both the qualitative and the quantitative, and from that synthesis, we picked the design that was best supported to move forward with. So the wireframes that we received from the UX team, we decided to iterate on. And through our iteration, specifically on the iconography, the verbiage, and the navigation, we strive to make the wireframes more product focused and intuitive to navigate, so that they would better align with our design principles. So the considerations and updates we came up with as a team. The first one we took a look at was our homepage. The second page we looked at was the today's order page, as well as the bottom navigation. So on our orders list, we explored repositioning or moving that. On our pickup from and members buttons, we thought they could maybe be combined onto one page. For the add items to order, we explored how to position that on the page. And then for our bottom navigation, we either considered adding a cart or we renamed the pages. I'll now pass it on to Jen to talk about our individual designs.
Thanks, Joni. So today we're each going to present you with our individual mood boards, our style tiles, as well as the logo sketches and what ended up being the final logo for us, as well as the prototype walkthrough and the marketing site that we designed. So starting off, this is my first mood board. This was more inspired by architectural thinking because of the two windows, which is in the name and also critical to the business. So I thought about different shapes that are kind of framed like windows, two windows, played around with that and wanted to highlight those with really strong colors. And so the style tile that it led to was tested on users for desirability, and I think the feedback I got was that the two primary colors were kind of clashing with each other. And the second mood board was more about green. This was kind of based on Antonio's business, which is AI, fully automated, and also possibly running on renewable energy. So that's what led to this color choice. And then I tested this style tile. Users really responded well to the style of the product tiles in the middle, but said the greens were kind of blending in with each other. And the third mood board was really more about adding energy, kind of appealing to our younger demographic, thinking about movement as well. And so I wanted to play around with the orange color, which has a lot of energy. And that led to this style tile, which tested the best with users. Users really responded well to both the color and elements such as the order tracking and also this kind of hero image of the product. So that's the one I'll be moving forward with. For the logos, I did a lot of sketching, playing around with the two windows theme, ended up with these five, and I chose this one in the middle to move forward with, which turned into this logo, which reflected our design principles the best. So here's my prototype. I'm just going to briefly walk through it. Rachel's going to open up the Twindo app. The first thing she sees are the products on the home page. Today she's going to look for milk, which Matt has run low on, her husband. So she's going to go up here to the search bar at the top, type in milk, and choose reduced fat milk, which Matt likes. And then she's going to add it to the cart. And now she's going to make sure that Matt is able to pick up this order for her. So she's going to go ahead and change the user who's going to pick up, click on this icon to change to Matt. There he is. And she knows he'll be near Merchandise Mart today, so she's going to type that in and select the store that is closest to that location, and then confirm pickup. So now we know that it's going to be picked up from this location by Matt, and then she's going to reserve the order. And she will get a notification saying that the request was sent to Matt. And she can also track the order status here on this page. Now in the meantime, Matt's going to get a notification from his Twindo app. He's going to go ahead and accept the order pickup request from Rachel. And he will see the QR code he can scan at Twindo. Once he does that and picks up the order, now Rachel is going to get a notification, and she's going to click on the pickup confirmation, which will take her to this page where she'll be told how much she was charged. And on this page, she can also track order history, as well as any upcoming orders she has pending. And if she were to make any changes to her saved Twindo location or contacts, she can do so at her profile page. And that is a brief look at Twindo. So just to highlight one of the moments of delight and also kind of speaking to user needs, I wanted to bring up this micro interaction, which is, the user Rachel really needs to be able to find stores that are closest to whoever's picking up the order for her. So I wanted to really highlight that with an emphasis of the map pin dropping down. And this is the marketing site that I created for Twindo. I wanted to use the same colors as the app and also highlight features and benefits, and as well as user testimonials at the bottom and a call to action to download the app. Now I'm going to hand it off to Ash to talk about her designs.
Thank you, Jen. All right, so conceptualizing Twindo. The first initial concept that I had for Twindo was speaking to the user and speaking to our competitors. So using red, but focusing on themes of retro and urban, appealing to the busy urban mother. So the style tile tested well, but it was a bit split across the board. People enjoyed the thematic elements, but they were a bit thrown off by the colors and some of the dark aspects of it. So then I tested this brighter, more minimalist design per Antonio, our client's feedback. Our users really liked it. It was very vibrant, yet also a bit subdued with some of the grayscales. And it focused on hard edges, on the rectangular shapes of windows, just bringing everything together very cohesively. So the one I chose that tested even better than the yellow one per users and our design principles of simplicity and boldness was my green style tile that brings together kind of a contrast of circular shapes with square shapes and some rounded edges, kind of keeping that hard line edge with the circular edge and playing with the different shades of green for a funky yet professional clean look. All right, so they love this category image too and some of the really interesting patterns that stood out. I took that desirability testing into my logo design. I initially played around with some images of windows, of duality, and then I thought of the rounded images in my style tile, and I thought of very fast, convenient things that users wanted with the airplane window imagery and creating the Twindo logo that is hard, some rectangular, and then some soft as well. So going through my prototype, we start at list. The user searches for some matcha powder. They select the matcha powder, and now we're at the product page, and they want to add it to the home good list. All right, let's add the home good list to our cart. But wait, we want to add some other things to the list. Let's filter first. Let's have cruelty-free and bath products. All right, next we're going to add the coffee into our cart. Just drag and drop it just like that. And now we're going to go to our cart. Karen wants to check out, but she wants Matthew to pick it up. So she adds him. She changes the location to be closer to Matthew, Merchandise Mart. She's reserving the order. Matthew is now accepting the order. Here's Karen's profile where we can see the order that we just made underneath past orders. And we can see our popular items, which includes recent items that she just ordered. All right, so micro interactions were kind of used throughout to kind of make the experience a little bit more like fun and engaging for the user. So in the first one, we have the drag and drop to the cart, which could be like a manual drag and drop, or for future considerations, they could just add it and it could be animated. And then the second one is just filtering. So filtering, I think, in categories adds a lot to the app that users seem to desire. All right, so the marketing site, again, focusing on the contrast of the soft and the hard, and focusing on Karen's wants and needs. She's a busy mother. She wants to quickly grab everything and some user reviews at the end, personalizing the experience. Over to Joni.
Thanks, Ash. Alrighty. So for my first mood board, I wanted to explore the simple, clean, and blue aesthetic per interest of our client, Antonio. This is how it translated to the style tile. I kept the UI elements really simple so that the user, Rachel, would feel in control. The feedback I got was that people thought it was cute, but maybe a little bit too boring. For my second style tile, I focused on making it very detail-oriented so that it stands out with the sketching. And this is how the style tile translated. Rachel's a young, hip mom, so I wanted to emphasize the really bold, bright yellows. And the feedback I got was that the sketching was fun, but that there was maybe too much white space. So on my last mood board, I really focused on picking colors that were different than were shown in the competitive analysis. And Rachel enjoys playful things, so on the style tile, I added some fun shapes as well as unique icons. And the user testing really tested positively on this one, and it most aligned with my style with our design principles. So this is the one I'll be moving forward with. So for my logo, I sketched out a lot of designs and then I digitized these four. I decided to go with this logo as it was the most funky, so I felt like it is aligned best with the style tile I moved forward with. And this is how it ended up for my final logo. So for my prototype, I am Rachel, and I'm gonna go ahead and open my Twindo app and search for some baby formula. I will type that in and Similac pops up and I like that brand, so I'll go ahead and click on it, change it to 12 ounce, and then add it to my cart. I'm going to add it to today's order. It's one I've been working on. So for the next steps, I'm going to click on my drawer. I'm going to go over to my favorite stores, and that one's a little far away. I'm going to see if I can find one nearer. There's one nearer to me, so I will select that store. Perfect, and I'll favorite it just in case I want to use it again in the future. Let's see who is on my order. So right now it's just me. I want to add my partner Matt, so I'll go ahead and type his name in so that he can edit the order in the future if he would like to. So he's added to that order, and I'll have him pick it up as well, so change that. I'll head over to the add button. There's not really anything I want to add though, so I'll go ahead and reserve that order. So reviewing my order, everything looks good. I have Matthew picking it up, and that's the Twindo store I chose. So I'll go ahead and click reserve, and there's my QR code to scan, and that'll message to Matthew as well. So for my micro interactions, I really wanted to include this drawer as that is a key feature that I changed in the wireframes. I wanted to display how easy it'd be for the user, since that was one of our key design principles. For my second micro interaction, I wanted to add this little moment of delight to make it stand out. And moving forward, for the marketing side, I really wanted to focus on how Twindo differentiates from the market. And it will have a beautiful little photo here. So I have this interesting photo here, as well as the call to action to download the app. And then I go over what exactly Twindo is with a screenshot of the app, and then how Twindo works. And then I highlighted some features like the instant pickup, Twindo Collaborate, and then I finished off with some testimonials, as well as another call to action on that page. All right, I'll turn the timer for me. Good to see my lovely marketing side again. My uncompleted marketing side. Oh, apparently can't skip over that.
Okay, to start with, this is my first mood board. I want to create this summer vibe using yellow and green, and this is Telltale. I ended up with. I used very simple font and icons to stick with design principle, and I think Rachel will connect to it because she's really young, and she probably will like this refreshing feeling. Based on the feedbacks got from the user, they really love the color combination, but it's hard to be connected to this vibe because it's a little bit too young for them. And this is the second one. Because Twindo is an automatic convenience store, I decided to make it really modern and using black and white. And this is Telltale I created. I decided to make it really simple to navigate by using two navigations. And so I think Rachel will connect to this Telltale because she's a strong working woman, and this feels really, she might like black and white in this Telltale. And the feedbacks I got from the user is that some user doesn't like black for a convenience store. This is my last mood board. I decided to start with navy and add a small orange into it. The Telltale I came up with is this one. I decided to make it really clean and simple by using a white background. And I think Rachel will like this Telltale because it is really organized, and it's easy for her to shop. And based on the feedbacks from the user, their eyes were drawn to this picture of window, and they feel like it is personalized for them and is connected to them. And they also really like the list feature, how it is color coded and reflect the status of the list. So I will move forward with this design. For my logos, I started with idea of a window and a drive-through convenience store, and these are the sketches I made. And based on the Telltale, I decided to stay with this one. And this is the final logo. And then I'm gonna walk through the prototype. I'm Rachel. I'm gonna add soy milk for my son. I start searching and choose soy milk, and I decide to go with the silk one. 1 gallon probably is too much. I'm gonna change to half gallon and add to today's dinner's list. Then confirm. The list page has all the lists I created before. I'm gonna get into today's dinner because I'm planning to reserve it, and I'm the one who's picking up the order right now. I remember my friend Martin is coming over tonight, so I probably add him to the order. At the same time, Martin's phone's ringing and he received a notification from Twinkle, and he opens it. He gets into the list which Rachel created. Martin's gonna change the one who's picking up the order as himself, and then he brought some eggs for Rachel, so probably she doesn't need it anymore, so she deleted it for Rachel. Everything looks fine now. The location is automatically set as Martin's Twinkle location, but he's not around there, so he's gonna search if there's any Twinkle that's nearby. He decided to go with Twinkle 2. He can get locations. He can get directions to Twinkle 2. Everything's fine. He reserved the order, and it generates a QR code for Martin to pick up the order. After Martin pick up the order, back to Rachel. As Rachel click in the app again, and then it should pop up a notification that order is completed. These are the micro interaction I created. The first one is a small animation of the window opening to fit better with the theme of Twinkle. And the second one for the user to easy to add items to the list, so they can just drag item directly to the list they created. Finally, for my marketing side, I first introducing Twinkle and what is Twinkle, and I include some benefits of using Twinkle and then how Twinkle works. Lastly, some features of the app Twinkle to make it stand out. And then I'm gonna hand to Ash to talk to the future considerations.
Yeah. All right. So you've all seen our lovely prototypes. Well, we went and we tested with some users who are distinct users and familiar with mobile ordering and pickup technology. Across the board, users appeared to think very favorably of the convenience of Twindo as an app, of the different thematic elements going on, and of the personalization that Twindo offers the user. There was some confusion around the verbiage behind members and list. So going forward, I think we will collectively decide to either keep or discard certain features and just continue to innovate and build upon this personalized, convenient experience of Twindo and keeping it at the forefront of modern convenience store shopping. Thank you. Any questions?